this is M from the 33 Secrets, and I'm walking through a parking garage right now. But while I'm walking through this parking garage, I want to do this quick training video about the game and really narrowing down and identifying the type of girl that you're trying to get out of the game, okay? Because it's very easy to get caught up in this game. It's very easy to just go out there and just sleep around with random girls. And you know, once you learn enough of this stuff, it's very easy to do that. And unfortunately, that's pretty much the path that most newbies take and most pickup artists take. Even a lot of advanced pickup artists, they just go out there and they randomly sleep with everyone and anyone. When you get a little bit more advanced at this game, you will start narrowing down the type of girls that you actually want out of this game. So that's really the big key to learning this game, is really identifying those type of girls that you want out of the game, you know, and really identifying the type of girl that you could see yourself with, the type of girl that you could see yourself dating and even marrying. You know, even though a lot of you guys say that you don't want to get married, a lot of you end up getting married. All right, so I'm just telling you ahead of time that you don't want to get too caught up in the game, because it's very easy to get caught up in this game. It's very easy to just go out there and you see so many hot girls that it's like her, and you want to have sex with all of them. It's very easy to do that, you know, and get caught up in that. And then you kind of lose, you start to lose not only yourself, but you kind of start to lose your soul, and you start to lose your focus in why you even got into this game in the first place. Because the truth is, most guys get into this game because they're trying to find that girl. They're trying to find that special girl that they want in their lives. You know, a lot of times too, these guys have just come from a really bad breakup. Usually the guys who end up getting really good at this, if you kind of go back into their history, how they first got into the game, they generally got into it after a really hard breakup. The issue that I see most guys have when they start to get good is they get too caught up in the game, okay? So really ask yourself, you know, especially if you're an intermediate or an advanced guy, have you gotten too caught up in the game, where you've lost focus of the girls that you actually want out of the game? All right, so really identify the type of girls you want out of this, because like I said, you can easily go out there and just find a ton of hot girls and sleep with a ton of hot girls, and you know, yeah, it seems like it's a cool thing to do, right? And it seems like, yeah, that's what I want to do. But really, trust me, I've been there and I've done a lot of it, and my friends have done a lot of it. But understand, very rarely do you make it out of that unscathed. If all you're going to do is use all of these skills that you learn in pickup to go out there and have sex with the world, understand that comes with a risk, okay? You are risking a lot. You're risking your financial future. You're risking your health, right? Because you don't know, a lot of these girls in the nightclubs and, you know, walking around out there with the fake eyelashes and the fake boobs and the 10-inch heels. You think those girls aren't sleeping around? Got news for you. They are, all right? So you got to play this game smart. Like I always tell my students, you've got to play this game smart, okay? Be a professional, don't be an amateur, okay? Be mature about this too. Don't take this game for granted. Have respect for the game. Don't be immature about it. You know, that's something I always say is, we've got too many immature voices in the pickup community, and we don't have enough mature voices in the pickup community, okay? And that needs to change. So really take a moment, whether you're new, intermediate, or advanced in the game, really take a moment to sit down and really identify the type of girl that you actually want out of this game, okay? And really imagine, you know, in detail, what kind of girl you want. Her height, her body type, her shoe size, her facial features. Really identify the type of girl you want. And that's one thing you'll notice about a lot of the girls that I game in even in my infield videos. You'll notice they all look like they would be hanging out together. They all look like they would be going to the same places together. They all look like they would be best friends, because there are certain types of elements that I look for in girls that I want to invest my time in dating. I don't want to just date random girls. I want to date the girls that are my specific type, okay, that share my values and my beliefs, so that when we're out dating, there's not like all this disruption and chaos. We're not like arguing every single day like you see most couples. You ever see that? Like you see a lot of couples out there when you're just out and about, during the day, and they're just fighting and they're arguing, and you can tell they're just not happy. That's generally what I see are two people whose values are not aligned, whose belief systems are not aligned. So they're constantly clashing with each other, okay? But that goes back to how they met. A lot of people don't have this skill, so they don't have the ability to date outside of their social circle, right? Most guys, and most girls for that matter, meet their future partners through their social circle, okay? And that's a great thing about learning game and learning pickup, is you can easily go outside of your social circle and meet whoever you want. That's the beauty of this. You can meet whoever you want. So with this skill and the ability to meet whoever you want, don't waste it. Don't just go out and have sex with random girls. Have sex with the girls that you want to have sex with, okay? I'm in LA now, and being in Los Angeles, obviously, there are a ton of hot girls out here, right? They're everywhere. And it's very, very easy to get caught up in the fray, especially when you're in scarcity. When you're in scarcity, every chick is hot to you. You want to bang every chick you see, right? That's even the least bit cute. When you're in scarcity, it's like if you're starving, the most repulsive type of food will be appealing to you, right? I mean, you'll eat chocolate-covered crickets if you're starving. You'll eat the most insane things if you were starving, because you're in such scarcity, okay? But when you're in abundance, you become more of a connoisseur, right? Like if you have the money to eat wherever you want, you would choose, the highest quality foods, and you would choose the most optimally healthy foods for you. So when you're in scarcity with your dating options, you will literally bang anything out there that is the least bit cute, okay? But when you're in abundance, you won't need to do that anymore, okay? Because you just won't have the energy to. You just won't want to, because you'll have other girls who are much hotter that you're spending your time with. So anybody who's beneath those girls, it really won't bother you if you let them go or not, okay? It really won't bother you to let them go. So really, really identify the type of girls that you're getting into this game for, and take notes of where those girls would be and where you can find those girls, and then go out there and get them. Don't just go out on Friday and Saturday nights with your buddies to some random club where, it's just going to be a random gathering of people. Instead, really identify where your type of girls are going to be, okay, and what type of girls you like and where those girls would be. From speaking with most of my students, most of these guys are not looking for girls who are chaotic, crazy, narcissistic, all about themselves, trashy. They're not looking for those type of girls, so automatically I tell them, well, if you're not looking for those type of girls, then you could avoid the clubs, because you'll find tons of those type of girls in the clubs. Plenty. So for me personally, I don't like party girls. I don't like them at all. I don't like drunk girls. I don't like trashy girls. I don't like the girls who have the fake lashes and the fake tits and the 10-inch heels and all this other crap, and they've got the skirt like so short. Girls like that, their lives are so chaotic. You wouldn't want them in your life, and I've dated plenty of those type of girls. That's how I know, okay? Because that's how I started in the game. I used to go clubbing all the time. I used to sneak into the clubs. So I know the type of girls that are there. And those just aren't the type of girls that I want to date anymore, because I've been with enough of them. I know what they're about. Very narcissistic, very trashy. Their lives are very chaotic. They generally don't have goals. They generally are very uneducated. They don't read books. All they do are read magazines. They're obsessed with their appearance, and generally, they're not that great looking, to be honest with you. A lot of them are pretty much 7s from what I see. And with makeup, hair and makeup, they might be able to get up to an 8. But you know what? I'd rather have a girl who's just naturally an 8, or a girl who's naturally a 9, or a girl who's naturally a 10, without having to get, the fake boobs, wear the 10-inch heels, or, get the $200 haircut. I just want a girl who's naturally beautiful, and that's what I look for. And you'll notice that with a lot of girls I approach, they are just naturally beautiful, okay? They don't need makeup, they don't need fake eyelashes, they don't need a friggin' weave coming out of their hair, they don't need the 10-inch heels, they don't need to wear skirts that are cut right at their thighs. They don't need to wear that because they have nothing to prove. It's like the girls that aren't that hot. Those are the girls that are wearing all that crap because they have something to prove. And like I said, they're just starving for male attention. Those aren't the girls that I want, and those aren't the girls that you want either. And if it is the type of girls that you want, you don't even need to learn pickup to get those kind of girls. Believe me, they're very easy. They are not hard to game whatsoever. They are not hard to game. Sit down and ask yourself, what kind of girls are you getting in this game for? What are the kind of girls that you want to learn this game for? And like I said, sit down and write a list, if you have to, of the type of girl that you are looking for. All right? And also make a list of where you can find that type of girl. Okay? And even how you can better yourself to meet that type of girl. All right? Like, what kind of qualities would a girl like that want from a guy? And what can you improve upon within yourself to be that guy that she falls head over heels in love with? I always tell you guys, I've been in the game 2 decades now. So it's been a while. I've been through a lot of the hoops and barrels. As I mentioned, I started out in nightclubs, and I dated a lot of those girls that it's caused a lot of chaos in my life. They were just way too narcissistic for me. We didn't share the same belief systems. I hate to generalize, but a lot of the girls are not very educated. They don't read books. I love to read. They don't read. The closest they come to reading is magazines. They're constantly watching like reality TV. They're just kind of living in this lower conscious state of mind that I just don't relate to anymore, But at that time I did, because I was a kid and I used to watch like reality TV, and I used to read magazines too, and it's like, I was caught up in the social conditioning. So those are the kind of girls I dated. But obviously I've matured since then, and I feel like I've reached a higher paradigm mentally, and I need to find girls who are also, they don't have to be at that paradigm where they're reading constantly, and they're never watching TV. They don't have to be at that paradigm, but at least kind of be on that same level where they do read books, we can have an intelligent conversation, and it's not all about, beauty and makeup. Believe it or not, I've found plenty of girls like that. Okay? But guess what? I didn't find them on Friday and Saturday night out at the clubs. I found them in very specific places because I really drilled down the type of girls that I was looking for, even down to their age. I was like, they've got to be under, in their late teens, early 20s. That's what I prefer. And they've got to be educated. They've got to have goals. On top of that, they've got to be hot. They've got to be beautiful. All right? And I had to sit down and ask myself, where can I find those type of girls? Where can I go to find those type of girls? And believe it or not, it wasn't that hard. I sat down, I thought of some places. I'm like, where did I meet those type of girls? Where was it where I was meeting that type of girl? It really shifted my game into more efficiency, I want to say. Because now I kind of had like an 80-20, where I was like, wow, I'm meeting 80% of the girls that I really, really connect with and share the same values with at these places, okay? I was meeting 80% of them there. The other 20% that were just hot and they weren't really adding value to my life, and we weren't really connecting intellectually, mentally, spiritually. Those type of girls, I realized I was meeting them out at the clubs. I was meeting them out at like dance clubs and nightclubs and dive bars and places like that. And I was like, okay, well, obviously, you know, I'm spending too much of my time going to these places like these dive bars, these nightclubs, these dance clubs where I'm only meeting 20% of my dates that I don't have any connection with after I have sex with them. After I have sex with them, I'm generally wanting to get rid of them, you know, and I was getting tired of that. Believe it or not, I got tired of that. I got tired of just like having sex with a girl that was hot, but she was trashy, and I just didn't want to see her anymore. It actually got to the point where I felt a little disgusted with myself. You know, even though the chick was hot, and most of my friends were impressed, they were like, "Oh my God, she's smoking hot." I felt starting to feel a little disgusted with myself. So I made a pact with myself to stop dating those type of girls, and this is why. One of my biggest lessons in the 33 Secrets to Dating Beautiful Women is don't date party girls, okay? Don't date party girls, and obviously don't date single mothers. You know that. But, yeah, definitely don't date party girls. So most of the girls I date these days that I invest my time in dating, they're college educated. Most of them have gone to university. They are not only beautiful, but they are naturally beautiful, okay? Where they don't need the fake eyelashes, they don't need to get the $200 haircut, they don't need to, wear skirts that are cut right where their vagina is, they don't need to wear the 10-inch heels. They are just beautiful, with or without makeup. I mean, generally with makeup, they're even more beautiful, but without makeup, they're still beautiful, and that's what I love about the girls that I'm meeting these days. You know, but again, I've been in the game for a long time, so I've put a lot of effort into this in order to meet those type of girls. They're very high caliber women. And because I have this knowledge, I transfer it on to my students, because obviously I want to save you years off of your life and just all of the years of frustration and headache, so you don't have to go through what I went through in order to get to the type of girls that you actually want out of the game. And this is why I'm telling you, I'm trying to give you the fast track to the girls that you actually want. And my best piece of advice is to not get so caught up in the game where you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off, and you're just going to random clubs and random bars and just opening and approaching every hot chick you see. I mean, yeah, you should do that just because you want to get good at approaching. But as you're doing that, you really, really want to ask yourself, when you're talking to that girl, like, really ask yourself, do I even like this girl? Can I even see myself dating this girl? So I'm going to end it here. Until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets. And if you enjoyed what you just learned in this new secret training video, then don't forget to add yourself to my priority